Camping has always been one of my favorite activities throughout my life. Not just because of the hot chocolate and marshmallows, campfires, and those scary storytelling at night, but also because of that feeling of being in the middle of nowhere, surrounded by nature and looking at the sky light up with countless stars. While admiring at the universe, I always wonder what are all the mysteries that await us out there. And there's an endless number of planets and galaxies waiting for us to explore. And among all those tiny stars, the moon splendor stands out. And its brightness interrupting the darkness of the night is just magical, at least for me. And in that moment, I start feeling so tiny compared to the whole universe out there. Have you ever wondered what will happen if we run out of resources in our planet? It's not a secret that we're experiencing lower level of some vital resources nowadays. And as we all know, the moon was one of the first places that we explore as humans in the space. And a recent discovery has changed our assumptions about the moon. And that is that there's water in the moon. So today I would like to discuss the discovery, how this discovery affects us, previous thoughts about the moon, and how it will impact our humanity in general. First, I'd like to talk about the scientific details about this discovery and and the existence of water in the moon. And second, I like to talk about the water scarcity how the water scarcity is one of the main problems that we're experiencing right now in the world. And lastly, I like to mention how this discovery could have a positive impact in humanity and space exploration. In one recent space exploration released on December 1st of 2020, the Change E5 spacecraft landed on the moon and successfully returned at 1.731 kilograms lunar samples. And this marked the first lunar sample return mission since the Soviet Union Luna 24 mission in 1976. By analyzing data from the spectrum of the rock, that the rock is called CE5 rock, researchers has discovered signs of water in the moon. These findings open out new possibilities for understanding the moon's geology, and it could have potentially implications for future lunar missions and human exploration. While the discovery of water in the moon while the discovery of water in the moon needs to explore more deeply, it's important to point out the lack of this resource in our planet. So, as we all know, lack of water is becoming an increasing global concern, in because the demand of fresh water is increasing due to several factors such as population growth and climate change. And nowadays, around one third of the global population is already living in water stressed areas. And this number is expecting to increase year by year. And even some countries that are located in tropical regions with abundant rainfall areas are being affected. There's one example in 2022, the Philippines was facing a water issue that affect all the population, and the crisis also impacts public health. I think they have with like around 50 people dying daily because of this water crisis that they were experiencing at that moment. And and also there were like 16 million people that dying for water disease water disease issues, yeah, and this is for lacking access of drinking water. So now that we discussed the global crisis, the global water crisis, let's explore how this recent discovery about water in the moon could potentially benefit us as humans and space exploration. So it turns out that there might be more water than we previously thought in the moon, because at first we thought that we could found ice, that water, in these like shadowed areas in the moon that I'll call cold traps. And this was we believe that because the cold traps are never like exposed to sunlight, so that's why we thought that there will be ice there. But the recently discovery is that there might be more ice or water in micro cold traps that could contain more accessible ice. And water is central to human life, but it's expensive to launch to space, says Casey Honeywell, a member of the NASA. So finding water on the moon is may mean that we can utilize that water, the water that is already there. And once the researchers investigate more about this new resource, we could get like steps closer to sustainable and efficient space exploration. Being able to use the resources to life support, oxygen production, and rocket fuel, and the amount of water taken from the resources that we have in our planet, the Earth, will be reduced, like if we find a way to utilize the water that has been found on the moon. So I hope you all understand how this discovery of water in the moon has the potential to address the growing lack of water issue that we are experiencing nowadays on Earth, and and revolutionize space exploration, and just by providing this resource and providing vital resources for future generations. Yeah. As we continue to gaze at the moon, let it be a reminder that even out there in space, we are constantly discovering new possibilities that can help us to overcome challenges and just sustain our existence. Yeah. Thank you.